blessing, and every L is a lesson. So when I run into rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me, the chances of quitting are likely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes, don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it.
Good morning, Knicks universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Knicks Morning Brew on this Friday, March 15th. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, hanging out with my compañeros this morning. I got my guy, Eddie Presti, and I got my brother, the one and only Mr. Jiggaman Porto.
What up, bro? Listen, it's always good. After up all night, staying late to watch a Knicks victory, it's okay to show up in the morning and celebrate. If we had to come up here this morning and we lost last night, that shit always sucks. So this is a great start to the Friday. What up, Eddie?
What's going on, fellas? Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. That was a good game last night. Listen, everybody's going crazy on X saying, oh, they played our starters too long and we should have pulled Brunson, but we couldn't do it because every time we tried to put some real distance between us and the Trailblazers, they didn't give up. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, the game against Philly where, we just went out and blew them out in the last game. The Blazers hung around, and that's you got to tip your cap to Coach Billups because those guys are young and they're losing, but they stay in games. They don't give up. Mm-hmm. So listen, man, I'm with Tibbs keeping the starters, and he had no choice last night.
I thought about you the whole time, bro, because think about it, how many games, right, over the last ones where we lost, they were like, man, every time we get within 7, they'd pull away. That was us last night. Every time they get close, we're like, all right, bring them back in. So, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm not mad. What up, Patrons? I'm not mad that we had to use our starters that much, right? It goes back to the saying that we always say, Hector, any team can win on any night. So if you got to do what you got to do to pull that off, don't sit here and beg for 4-game sweep on the West Coast and then get mad when our guys have to play more.
You know what it was? People were getting mad. Oh, OG might have hurt his elbow and all this.
Yeah, OG hurt me. Every time he made a sound, I was going to cry right here in my room.
We had no choice but to keep OG in. We had no choice.
Look, and even above the rim said it, heck. What's up, fellas? Feeling good today. Just need OG to stop making noises when he utilizes right now. We all made that same noise, bro.
That's the same thing I wanted to say. When it comes to OG Anunoby, hopefully, it's just precautionary, right? When it comes to these type of surgeries, you're going to have some wear and tears, but he was able to see the medical staff. The medical staff cleared him to go back out there, and he went back out there. I know we're talking basketball, right? But I want to take a second. I know we're going to jump into a video and show the community, but I always like to point out it's basketball and then there's real life, right? I want to take a second. I saw somebody brought it up in the chat. Thoughts and prayers to RJ Barrett and his entire family, having to lose his younger brother who was 12 years old. Nothing came out on the cause of the death or anything like that. But I just want to take a couple of seconds because you got basketball and then there's real life. And this is a real life situation right now. So to the entire Barrett family, our thoughts and prayers over to you guys from the Morning Brew Sports. Guys in the chat, if you could just put the prayers emoji for RJ Barrett. I know he's with the Toronto Raptors right now, but once a Knick, always a Knick. So prayers for the Barrett family.
Yeah, I won't spend a lot of time on it, but, yes, condolences to RJ's family. When I saw it yesterday, as the older brother, you start to think of things like that. Like, wow, I couldn't imagine a world where my brother Phil isn't a part of it, So just to think of that, loss is always hard. But to lose your little brother, man, I can only imagine how difficult that is. So prayers, condolences to the Barrett family.
Thoughts and prayers, man. Listen, I got no words for that.
It was shocking news. But so sorry. I didn't mean to bring everybody down, but
there's no
just wanted to point that out.
That's the love and respect that we show as Knicks fans to once a Knick, always a Knick, right? But I want to switch it up because a lot of you already saw it, but right now we got over 100 people rocking with us in the chat. We'll do a roll call here in a second. Appreciate all you guys. Listen, if you're on X watching us, just retweet it. And be like, hey, these guys, come watch them. If you're on YouTube, smash the likey, subby, all that good stuff. But if you missed it, Tony and Phil and the Brew crew, we released the recap video from the watch party. So we're going to tear that up real quick. Check it out.
Yeah. I think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. I gotta do it big. I gotta do it big. I gotta do it big. Gotta do it big, that's the only way to live. Gotta do it big. I gotta do it big. I gotta do it big. Gotta do it big. That's the only way to live. Come on.
Let's go, that video is bananas.
Yeah, shout out to Phil. Shout out to Phil for that one, bro.
Tony putting it together. Guys, when we tell you we are working on a bunch of stuff, we are working on a bunch. This will be the year to do a couple more watch parties for our Knicks community. We got Yankees, Mets, all kinds of stuff coming up. But appreciate everybody who's out there. I see people in the chat. If you weren't at the last one, you got to make it to the next one. We're going to make it big, bigger, better, all kinds of stuff. Heck, did you warm up your lungs before we start?
I warmed up my lungs. Let's do the roll call real quick. We got our guy Double A that is in the building. Double A, how you doing? There's someone on X right now. They just named his name. Shout out to Name in the building. Teresa T is in the building. Our guy on Dios NYK is in the building. JJ is in the building. AP, my guy, I see you in the building. The queen, one of the queens of the Knicks community, our friend Ebony is in the building. Ebony, how you doing? Ally Wise is in the building. Our guy Jonathan is in the building. Judy Acevedo is in the building. Salute. 3 capital S's like Jay Boogie always says. My guy CP, the artist, one of the finest stencils out there in the Knicks community.
Hold on. CP, I hugged one person in the video with Shaw Powers. But listen, if you meet me, I'm gonna hug you. All right, that's just how I am. I'm Puerto Rican, damn it. All right, if we interact and you're friendly, I'm gonna come in for the hug. 20 days. Now, granted, I'm really short, so when I hug most of the community, I was like chest level for everybody, bro. I was like a little kid hugging everybody. Keep going, my bad.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you need a milk carton for the next event that we do, just so you can stand on while you hugging people. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got over 132 people rocking with us right now. If you're watching us on X, if you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram, click the link in the bio. Come on over to YouTube to join the conversation, because on YouTube we are sitting at 3,827 subscribers. We are almost at 4K. Help us get to 4K. CP artist said, "My man, I am 6'6". You'll be hugging my waist." First of all,
for CP unless I got a chair.
Yeah, I was about to say, my man, if you 6'6", I think we need you out there with the Knicks as a backup wing, bro. We need to get you on the G League roster, bro.
Shit. Listen, all you're doing is feeding more into the narrative that CP the artist might actually be Taj Gibson. That's all I'm saying, all right? You're getting closer. I want to shout out
You've never seen them in the same room together.
Moderator of all moderators, Blood. Listen, I'm sorry, man. I know you smashed that 31 plus over again last night, my guy. He's still, listen, the fact that he still goes into every game hitting that 31 plus over on his bet, Blood, I love you. Appreciate
Shout out to
you.
Blood.
Keep
Shout
losing
out to
money.
Blood.
What up, Drip Moore? Appreciate you in the building.
Waj just said it. CP is the real Taj Gibson. Yeah, you've never seen CP the artist and Taj Gibson in the same room.
No. I see our boy Jay Boogie. Shout out to the chat. Blessings, health, happiness, us all on this beautiful day of life. How you feelings? We love you, Jay Boogie. Maybe we'll get a Jay Boogie closing tonight. Who knows? Guys, we will do open panel today. The entire episode. So if you feel like coming up, want to talk about this win last night, your feelings, come up. Let's have fun on a Friday. Hector Cabrera, I see you in there, my guy. Appreciate you. Dave the Goliath, how you doing? Cheesy Soul Kicks, how you doing? Corey Lee. If more people keep showing, the roll call will go on for an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, he gets buckets. Put respect on the man's name. Jalen Brunson is the shit, Hector.
Yeah, that was some basket, man. When he was going up for the dunk, and then he's like, and he decides to switch it up on us.
Now, let me ask you, at that move, did you get for a second, did you get nervous? Like maybe he slipped and something was awkward, but then they showed the replay and I was like, oh, okay. It was just like, yeah.
On the broadcast, they said that it looked like he slipped a little bit at first, but then after rewatching it, no, it's just he didn't know how close he was to the rim because he looked behind them. When you look at the box score, right? Yes, Jalen Brunson had 45 points. He was 2 of 10 from the 3-point line. I need Jalen Brunson to be a little bit better.
Everybody was terrible from the 3-point line.
Everybody was horrible from the 3-point line. But one thing that I wanted to take away real quick, Precious Achiuwa coming off of the bench, 24 minutes, and in those 24 minutes, the intensity on the defensive side was still there. I feel sorry, and I said it on the last show. I feel sorry if you are a power forward and a second unit that has to go up against the Knicks and Precious Achiuwa because he's playing with a different confidence. Shout out to Josh Hart, who had another solid game as well, 10+ rebounds. But the story of the night was Jalen Brunson, 45 points. He is him, and Chauncey Billups and the Portland Trailblazers, they couldn't stop him.
Nice. And I'll throw it to you, Eddie. Double A says 1 down, 3 to go for 4-0. Eddie, listen, Double A, every time we get a win, Double A is happy to come hang out and be like, Eddie, in your face.
Let's wait for the Denver game before we start talking.
Here we go.
Let's wait for the Denver game before we start talking Florida.
David, tell him. Knicks got to keep it up. What up, Valentina's in the building? Appreciate you.
Heck, how was that vacation? Not long enough. Typical PR response. First of all, it wasn't long enough that I decided to stay out here for an extra 5 days. I'll be back in New York City next week.
He's got the pink shirt on. He's ready to go. He's in Florida mode.
That's a fact.
Jalen is that dude. Toronto nailed it. What up, Damien in the building? Teresa T, what up?
I saw some chats earlier that I just wanted to highlight too. Our guy on Dios NYK, he put in the chat that, he lost his mother during Hurricane Maria that hit Puerto Rico. On Dios, my thoughts and prayers to you, my family. We lost some people as well on the island. So just know we are here for you, brother. AP in the chat said, I just met my 2 older brothers and sisters after 46 years. First of all, shout out to that because I'm going through the same thing right now. So me and my brother, we didn't grow up together, right? Different same father, different mothers, but we just started establishing a relationship over the past year. So I know what you're going through, AP. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you for putting that in the chat.
What up, Billy in the chat? Also, shout out Jose on Dios. That's my guy, man. Since the day I met him, we have texted each other every morning since that day, just with positivity every single morning. Wow. I won't lie. A Saturday came and it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, "What's up?" With my on Dios text, I waited for a minute, and then bam, 30 minutes later. I love you, on Dios. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we got over 60 people on YouTube. We got 170 total, so we got 100 people on X. If you guys can, please smack that like button. It helps us tremendously when it comes to growing the channel and bringing more Knicks fans into the conversation. Because I know CP the artist, he likes going back and forth with different Knicks fans in the chat. So let's get more Knicks fans in the building. Shout out to our guy CT Pittman as well. But
I saw real quick, where was it? Double A said, yo, heck, I'll hook you up for a new crib in Florida, local bodega included. Yo, if you're in Tampa, if you're in Florida and you're looking for some real estate stuff, that's our guy right there. Yo, Double A's got the hookup. The man knows his stuff. So you're looking for some property, holla at your boy Double A.
Yes, he has all the hookups for all the trailers and mobile homes that are out here in Florida. Shout out to my guy Double A. I'm just joking.
We might have to say this. Even Eddie. Okay. Oh shit, Wiz woke up in a good mood today.
There's a perfect segue. Eddie, I'll throw it over to you to talk about OG Anunoby because we saw it yesterday. Alan Hahn put it out on Twitter. The fact that OG stayed in the game, he dunked twice and played 36 minutes despite wincing a few times while holding his elbow was something reassuring. Tibbs also said that some soreness was expected. The hope now is no residual issues when the Knicks play tomorrow in Sacramento. Eddie, I throw it over to you. What's your take on this? And how did you feel when he grabbed his elbow?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about OG Anunoby. He just came off a surgery. Obviously, he's going to be a little sore. The elbow's not going to feel perfect. It's going to be a little awkward because he's doing things he's not used to. He hasn't done these things in what did he get the surgery? February 3rd, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's natural to be sore. It's natural for him not to be in game shape. I'm not worried about OG. He had 12 points, I think 9 rebounds, couple of steals, he had a countless amount of deflections. This guy's all over the place on defense. I'm not worried. Oh, when we play with this guy, OG, we're a different team, fellas. We are different team, and we are so much better. So I just hope. Oh, listen, I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to be fine. I think the whole Knicks nation got to just chill. He's coming off of surgery. Relax. He's going to be okay. He's got the brace on. Just give him some time. He's going to keep doing the physical therapy and all that stuff. Give him time, but he's still making a huge impact. And when he plays, we win. It's that simple.
Well, with me being an emotional person that reacts right in the moment, I'm on the other side of that, okay? Because, yes, I understand the soreness. I understand, right? It's expected. And you can tell me that 100 times. I know it. I believe you. I read the reports. Yes, I get it. But the minute that scream happened, listen, my ball went, okay? I was like, what just happened? I was worried. But then he did that reverse dunk, and you're like, all right, we are more concerned about OG's elbow than OG was, okay? The one time Hector, when he was wrapped up, someone wrote, why is he wrapped up looking like Patrick Ewing's knees? That had me dying laughing because it was real, right? But again, yes, he's going to have that pain. But this team with OG Anunoby, they gave him credit for what? 2 steals last night? Again, another game where you could be like, well, technically maybe 2 more. Okay. He's just
like 5 other deflections.
Right. Exactly. That they don't count those as steals. Right. It's like, hold on a second. That man over the last 2 games. Yeah.
I think, because we had on yesterday, I know we're on a Knicks show right now, but yesterday for the Yankees show, we had a great sports medicine doctor, Dr. Jesse Morse, who was on the show yesterday, breaking down Garrett Cole's injury, and the Yankees were able to dodge a bullet. I think next week we should reach out to the doctor, have him on to talk about the Mitchell Robinson injury and when the timeline should be back for his return, and Julius Randle as well, because the doctor, he's very knowledgeable when it comes to not only just baseball or football, but basketball as well. It's a very knowledgeable guy. But no, the thing with OG, if you worked in the medical field, like I have like a little bit of working as an EMT, you understand that any surgery, any procedure somebody's there's going to be lingering pain, or they're going to be lingering soreness that's going to last not just a week or 2 weeks. Everybody is different. Somebody will have a lingering soreness that will last for 2 days. Somebody can have lingering soreness that lasts for 6 months. So every case and every patient is totally different. So for the Knicks to say we were expecting some type of soreness, if that would have happened and they weren't expecting soreness, I'm pretty sure they would have took him out the game. But the fact that they were expecting that and the medical staff was able to reevaluate him, and like Alan had said, one of the next plays he did was dunk with that same hand. I mean, that same arm and elbow. I think, the Knicks dodged the bullet with that.
Yeah, and he's icing it up every time he goes to the bench. It's either ice or heat.
Should. Yeah, you're supposed to do both. You're supposed to ice and heat it. You're supposed to do 10 of one, 10 of the other.
Yeah. So again, I'm not worried about OG. He's back. He looks good. There's nothing to worry about there.
So what was the numbers that I saw? Is it he's played 18 games? Is that right?
I think
16
games. 14-2. We're 14-2 with OG Anunoby in the lineup.
8 of those games we kept teams under 100 points. In 8 of those 16 games.
The OG
that man,
effect
50% OG effect guarantees that. And let's be real. How many of us yesterday were like, oh, let's see if we can hold them. Let's see if we can hold them, right? That fourth is where, again, we had our bench unit and stuff like that. But I want to switch it up because I love this tweet right here. I don't trust Knicks fans who don't like Josh Hart. Shout out to Josh Rodriguez. Are we still in a world where people are hating on Josh Hart? How is that possible?
Yes, we're still in that world.
I'm not hating on OG and on Josh Hart anymore. Shout out to Uncle Freezy, because I know one of the things Freezy used to talk about on his stream was the fact that Josh Hart, he's not Andre Iguodala, right? So shout out to Freezy for that. But what I'm gonna say is that OG Anunoby, we traded for OG Anunoby to be that type of player that Golden State had before they took it to the next level. Josh Hart is the perfect glue guy. He is the perfect hustle guy. When Josh Hart is able to play Josh Hart's game, when OG Anunoby is back, he's running back and forth looking like a pit bull, right? He just gives a different type of energy when he's allowed to play his game. You saw it when the passing lane, the amount of steals. And Josh Hart, he does some things, or he may impact the basketball game in a certain way that it doesn't show up in the box score, right? So that's something you and we talked about a lot, Eddie, when you talk about Josh Hart and Deuce McBride as well. So I'm pretty solid, and I'm sold on Josh Hart. Like Josh said, I think it's tiring when you got some Knicks fans still hating on Josh Hart for the money that he's making, because it doesn't, on paper, his stats probably don't warrant the type of salary that he's getting paid. But when you're watching his game, the intangibles that he does, like I said, he does a lot of stuff that doesn't show up in the box score. So I'm good when it comes to Mr. Ironheart, Josh Hart.
Look, when it comes to Josh Hart, I get it. I'm out in the Twitter streets, so I know like where the hate comes from. No, seriously, like I get it. Like, so what happens is this: when Josh Hart looks good, he looks great. Right? Like last night, the night before, he looked phenomenal. He had that triple-double, played his best game as a Knick. And even last night, he wasn't shooting that well, but he did all these other things. 15 rebounds. I think he had 3 steals. Again, you could probably, if you looked at it, he had a bunch of other deflections. But when Josh Hart plays bad and he's not hitting anything, it looks horrible. So that, I think that's where the hate comes from with Josh Hart, because when he has those really bad games, it looks like awful. And people are like, why the fuck did we pay this guy $20 million a year? So I think it's that simple. And I could get on that side too, where I'm just like, what the fuck did we give this guy $80 million for? But then you have games like, the game against the 76ers where he had 20, almost, 2019 and 10. And you're like, wow, this guy's incredible. It's just Josh Hart, man. He's a player you need. And he's a great fit. So yes, he has those terrible games, but for the most part, man, since we got Josh Hart, we have a winning record, like a really good record.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the OG record, but it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, Eddie.
Friend Caraballo said the guy is all hustle all the time. Respect. What I love too, guys, is that shot. He's really perfected the one where he comes right in front of the foul line. Oh yeah, that. Man, it's getting better and better. Like, when he's making that, he's gonna take that shot.
In the paint.
It's getting better, man. It looks so good. What was it? 15 rebounds last night?
Yeah.
20 the last game. How you doing? The radar is back in effect, man.
The way that Josh Hart impacts the game, right, is that he'll grab the rebound on the defensive side of the game, right? And then he'll run it up the court. That right there, normally, if a center gets the rebound or a power forward, they're passing to the point guard or the shooting guard or the small forward so they can bring up the court. Josh Hart, even though it's like 1 or 2 seconds he's saving, that counts, right? Because you're taking 2 seconds away from the opponent team so they can set up their defense. So you're catching them off guard. And we see it, like you said, Celso, when he's driving to the paint and he's going up for that layup, 9 times out of 10, we're confident that he's going to make it.
You know what he does, Hector? He pushes the pace. And we play I think we're the lowest paced team in the league. He helps push the pace further for us. So that's another intangible that nobody talks about, because he's getting the rebound and he can actually dribble the ball and take it coast to coast. So it's something that it's not going to show up on
even when we're passing the ball in. I always feel like when they get it to Josh, it's a better option because for some reason they're not trying to bring that double team, right? Like they would on Jalen Brunson and stuff. Right. So he moves so fast, he gets it past. Every time we see JB get the ball or Deuce, they're on them right off the gate, full court pressing them, right? Trying to get that distraction. But when Josh has the ball, you're getting to the other side of the court. It's going to be fast paced, and he does that quick little stop and dribbles back up to reset. But I love the comments in the chat. You got Teresa T with Josh Ironheart. I saw, where was Brandon? Brandon's in the building. Where you at, Brandon? He had one into that and just had me cracking up. You beat dogs or something if you don't like Josh Hart.
Yeah. Also,
Hold
too, I
on.
just
Damn
put
it.
it. I just
Go
put
ahead.
it on Twitter. I put it on Eddie's feed on Twitter. If you guys are watching this on Twitter, click the link that's in the chat. Come join the conversation over here on YouTube because we have one of the best communities that are out there. Go ahead, Eddie.
Or if you're on Twitter, just retweet the space and stay on Twitter. I don't care.
Yeah, we're
Stay
at
on
the
Twitter
point.
and watch us. I don't care.
We're
You
at
don't
the point
come
where,
over
you know,
here.
we're not just a
I had
YouTube
enough of
show.
this
We
bullshit.
multi-stream. All
I
right,
had
you
enough
want
of this bullshit. You
Go
don't
ahead.
want to come on the fucking YouTube? Stay on Twitter. Good.
stay on Twitter. But here's the good thing: Twitter,
I'm at it.
YouTube,
Oh, we're gonna beg
Twitch.
everybody to come on fucking YouTube. Fuck that. Stay on Twitter.
Yeah, you just made me bang my head on the wall, Eddie. You bastard! I gotta get off camera. That hurt.
But I will say, buy us a cup of coffee. Appreciate you,
Yeah.
Blood the Panther. So, guys, the reason we use buy us a coffee, I tell you every time, it gets annoying to repeat it. But for those of you that knew, buy us a coffee lets us keep 95% of all donations that you guys give to us. YouTube, you suck. You take 30%. I mean, we use you, but you take 30% of everything. So, scan the
YouTube
code
is
in
the
the
taker.
corner. Yeah, all right.
Buy
Back
us a
to next.
coffee.
I'm switching it up for a second, then we'll get back into the game. But
wild. Go ahead.
If this stream stops right now because YouTube's all, yeah, well, what are you doing? They just cut us off. That's going to be great.
I had enough of YouTube. Stay on
Here's
it.
the switch. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the switch that I would like to make, Heck and Eddie. Can we please round of applause for the future, Monica McNutt? Let's go.
Yes.
Killed it last night. How about her rhyme? 3 consecutive steals. This highlight should be on your reels. It could go viral as the lead is starting to spiral. OG at the rim. You can't stop him. She gave us her best Clyde. Bro, not just being a Monica stan. She knows her shit. She's so good. And last night, you got a real taste of that, right? So I thought that was super dope. Shout out to Monica. Everybody,
shout out to Monica.
I like her.
I listen. I liked her when she was calling. I listen a lot to the ESPN radio too when I go outside because the service, the service in the park where I take my walk is not the best. But I love Monica McNutt, the way that she calls the game. She's phenomenal. And as well, Valentina. Yes, I did just catch a cocotazo in the back of my head, smacking my head against the wall. But no, it was a good game last night. Just hearing it, I know it's a West Coast trip. It was a late game. It started at 10 o'clock. The game didn't finish till like 12 o'clock. I was at karaoke in Florida, and the karaoke bar shut down before the Knicks game was over. So it was a good listen, listening and watching the game.
No, she was great, man. She brings a breath of fresh air. She's better than Wally Serbiak, that's for sure. And she's not like a Knicks homer or anything.
The views that Eddie just does not represent Morning Brew Sports. They represent Eddie Presti and Eddie Presti alone.
We need to have a thing that goes, we do not.
Listen, I'll take Monica every day of the week. I think she was great. I
don't even think there needs to be a debate, right? When Clyde finally hangs it up.
No,
Monica coming right in.
Clyde is still the GOAT, but
of course.
Monica,
but when he decides to step away, I see that being Monica's spot.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the chat believes it as well. Monica is awesome. Monica, facts, bars, Cassidy, Monica. All right. The talent on MSG networks is unparalleled. Also, more women in sports spaces, please. Teresa, we agree with you. Hence why we're working. Stay tuned. We do have more content coming. We are bringing more ladies onto our network because we want to see more women succeed in content. Good comment. Yeah, Monica's fly. Whoa, AP, calm down.
Easy.
Yeah, rumor has it we have a bunch of actors that are about to start having a show on our channel. What's that all about with the rumors that circulate? And today, I think something's popping off at 2 p.m.
That was a good segue. Man, you're getting good at this shit, bro. Way to go. The man, even with a concussion off of his wall, he's still throwing out. We got a show. It's called The Pop-Off. It's our boy Gene Fitzmagic. You guys have seen him on the open panel. We got our boy James Woody. We've got Nigel Downer, Canadian actor in the show Ghost, is also hosting that. And we got Caleb Pinkett, producer of Cobra Kai. Caleb Pickett, some of y'all will know him as Jada Pickett's brother. Their new show kicks off today, 2 p.m. right here on the Morning Brew, popping off on all things sports. I'm talking March Madness, NFL, NBA, UFC, all kinds. 2 o'clock. Check in with that.
I think I'm excited, right? I think I'm excited because one of the persons that's going to be contributing to the show is one of the actors from All That. If you guys remember All That growing up on Nickelodeon, Katrina Johnson will be contributing to the show as well. So I'm super excited about that. Make sure you guys tune in. 2 p.m. is going to be a great sports talk.
Nice. Facts. Segue into defense, baby. Most games holding opponents under 100 points. 20 for the Knicks. 8 for the Magic
18,
and the Wolves.
18.
Sorry, my graphic. Oh, I hate our graphic guy. 12 for the Sixers, Cavs, Celtics. 10 for the Thunder. 9 for Pelicans, Heat, and Clippers. I think it's safe to say
Good
we're a
numbers.
defensive team.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
numbers.
and most of those games are with OG Anunoby, correct? 16 of those games are with OG Anunoby.
8 of those games.
Oh, 8? Okay.
8. Yeah. So
Still,
that's
still
still
that's a
8.
lot.
But still, that's still a lot.
What's good, Knicks family?
When we get Randle and Mitch back, I mean, we're gonna hold teams to under 100 every single game.
Yeah, and the thing about it, right now that we're winning, we've been winning our last few games with OG and Anunoby in the lineup. Now that we have OG back, I don't see a lot of Knicks fans panicking about when's Julius coming back, when Mitchell Robinson comes back. So this just allows those two guys just to take their time, rest up properly, and whenever they do come back, it's just gonna be icing on the cake, just to make it so much better.
What's the latest on these guys? Like, what do we have a timetable? I know it's very vague, but do we have any sort of clue of? Because I know they said Mitch might be ahead of Randle last I checked.
Yeah.
Do we have any?
I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday. We got that big dump, right? One after another from Begley, right? And it was just dropping everything. I haven't seen any major ones since that, right? I mean, obviously, good signs. They're traveling with the team. They're saying Mitch is ahead again. If we're going to talk on the injury thing for a second, I still feel that at this point, everybody's ahead of Julius. And that's because they're taking the slow and steady with Julius, like we talked about last episode.
Well,
right?
Mitch also got surgery too, so that exactly when he's going to come back.
Right. Yep.
Whereas with Julius Randle,
you're still trying to figure it out.
Exactly.
Yep. Yo, I'm Joseph saying Teresa T should have a show on the Brew. Teresa, I mean,
hey,
how
Teresa,
you doing?
How you doing?
Teresa?
We never deny our people. That's the one thing I'm gonna say.
What up, Johnny is in the building. Our boys over at Big Nick Energy. The refs and Adam Silver letting defense reign supreme and changing foul calls helps out the Knicks so much. Hart, OG, DDB, and Precious are all handsy defenders.
I saw that in the chat, right? And I thank you for bringing that up because I wanted to point out, right? The NBA, a lot of people say that the NBA right now during the regular season, it's no defense that's played, right? The New York Knicks were an outlier when it comes to teams that play defense in the regular season, just like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, I bring this up to say this. It just prepares our team for when the postseason comes. The teams that weren't used to playing defense in the regular season, now they got to step up and play defense in the postseason. But when you have our team that has been defense from day one to where we are right now, they're just ready. It's just another game for them when the postseason comes around, especially now that we have a top defender in OG Anunoby on our team. And the proof is in the pudding. The coaching, it's in the pudding when you look at the coaching and the defense. Ever since OG Anunoby has come to our team, we are 14-2 with him in the lineup. Eddie said it. We've hold 8 different opponents to under 100 points in a game. That doesn't happen normally in the NBA in 2024.
No, it doesn't happen at all. And again, like I said, if we get Mitchell Robinson back, can you imagine the type of defensive team we're going to be? I mean, you're going to have him splitting the minutes with Ihart. Ihart, by the way, looked good last night. He looked he looked a lot better than normal.
A lot better than that last game.
Yep, especially in that first half. He was jumping around, grabbing rebounds, tipping those offensive rebounds out. So we have him back with Mitchell back sharing that role, 24 minutes each. Yo, I'm just saying we're gonna be holding a lot of teams down. A lot.
I got something from Mitchell Robinson's Twitter, right? Hopefully we will see this video play. This is from when the Knicks came back from the pandemic. If you could take the Big Nick Energy chat off of the screen real quick. Hopefully we get to see this video from Mitchell Robinson. You could tell he is bored because he put that on his and this is a video he put out right before the pandemic bubble when everything was coming back. So you know that man is just he's watching these Knicks games bored and want to be a part of what's going on the court. Hopefully Mitchell Robinson could come back recovery for the Block Ness monster.
Facts. Real quick, let's do a little segue. We got over 300 people rocking with us across all platforms. Guys, if you're on X or on YouTube, we dropped the link in there for the open panel. All takes are safe. Come up, tell us how you're feeling. Just don't be a douchebag. Hit the link. Come on up. Have a good time.
Facts.
Guys, I saw a tweet last night, and I know it made me laugh. Lee Valentin, our boy Leo Valentin, said who's down to trade a 2024 first round and Bojan Bogdanovic for Evan Fournier.
Wait, what was the trade?
A first round pick, Boji, and bring Evan Fournier back. How we feeling about Boji again last night, man? Because guys, there's something about when that man drives to the rim that makes me laugh every single time. Is it just me? He just doesn't look like a guy that should be going towards the rim, except that one pass out. That was good that he had. But outside of that,
it's not just that. It's just Bogey looks like an AAU dad on the court having fun with his kids. That's what he looks like right now. But the man can ball, right? Even though he some shots yesterday, you still got to give him his flowers. He's 35, 36 years old. He's coming off of the bench trying to provide us with something, but it is funny. Shout out to my guy, Ant Rivera, who was in the building. Anthony Rivera, who's going to be one of the hosts on the Mets Evening Brew with my guy, Eddie Presti and Theo Al from WFAN.
No, that's next week already, isn't it?
I know. Baseball's here.
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm so excited for that show. 2 weeks.
It's less than 2 weeks. It's literally less than 2 weeks away. It's less than 2 weeks away. Okay, you cocksuckers.
Eddie, talk on Bogey, bro.
Listen, all right. So the bench last night, everybody was killing the bench. But
what up, Frankie?
What up, Frankie? We actually outscored Portland's bench by, I think it was 3 points. So I was actually not like everybody was killing Burks and killing Bogey. Burks was 2 of 5. I'll take it. Even though he wasn't, even though he doesn't look as good as he's been, he's looked bad. But look, he gave us 5 points. Bogey couldn't hit. I think he was 1 of 6. But
no one was hitting their threes.
Bogey did get to the line. So again, if he could do that, I did see a little bit of improvement in Bogey. I saw the fact that he could at least get to the line. If we can get him a little bit better, if we get him to the line, and get him a little bit more comfortable so he can hit some shots, run some fucking plays for this guy, because we know he could shoot, and just give us 10 points, Bogey. That's all I'm asking. Come on, give us 10 points.
I just want to point something out, right? I was just looking up OG and Anunoby's defensive numbers from Knicks Muse. Shout out to Knicks Muse. They do a great Stat Muse is the website. They do a great job when it comes to getting the in-depth numbers, and it's up to date. OG Anunoby, when he was traded to the New York Knicks, he was slightly above what league average was when it comes to his defensive rating. He was at 114. League average is 115. Right now, OG Anunoby's defensive rating, since being on the New York Knicks, he has a better defensive rating than the entire Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves defensive rating is 108.7. OG Anunoby has a defensive rating of 107.4 since joining the New York Knicks. The Tom Thibodeau defensive metrics, they work, and it's proof in the pudding. You see, OG was already a solid, great defender when he was in Toronto. But when you look at the inside numbers, when you look at the numbers underneath the surface level, the coaching that Tom Thibodeau and the defensive metrics that they put out there, they work. And OG Anunoby is the perfect example of that.
Yeah, and you see it with other players too. We see it with Deuce McBride. We see it with, Precious Achiuwa. You see this kind of team defense, it's contagious. They all, buy in. They all go for it. I mean, they work really hard on defense, and you could see the effort. You could see it when they're trying to go around screens and everything else, man. It's real. And that's why everybody kills Tibbs, this, that, and the other. Tibbs has these guys playing defense. He has these guys giving effort. So as bad as he could be in other areas, Tibbs is incredible with defense. And he coaches a great brand of basketball for defense and for what we are, this blue collar type of team.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like yesterday was a first sign again of us seeing what it's going to be like as we get our pieces back. Come on, the fact that Tibbs, if anybody can sit there and say that Tibbs is just going to play Burks to play Burks, that's not the case, people. He literally said no Burks in the second half was a basketball decision, not injury. So to see that he's actually, hey, we all talked about it when the trade happened. Oh, we're just going to see him play Burks nonstop. It's going to be. Tibbs is like, no, that's not me. Stop with that fake narrative on me. I'm changing. I'm showing you guys different. You ready for this one? Did anybody else like seeing the Jalen Brunson and Deuce McBride on the court at the same time? That little rotation there?
Yeah, I like that at the end of the game.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
The man's trying new things.
Not because I liked it because of the fact that, we always say that Deuce McBride defensively, he's a dog. We love to have him out there defensively, but he cannot play make. Having him next to Jalen Brunson and allowing Jalen Brunson to play make and allowing Deuce McBride to be the primary defender for the other team's point guard or their shooting guard, that's a perfect matchup right there. And you saw he was knocking down he was knocking down open 3-point shots still. Deuce McBride, even though it was just one, he was still knocking that down.
Also, too, it was a good time to make the experiment because the Knicks were up, I think, like 12, 14 points, something like that. So it was a good time to actually explore it because we had a cushion, we had a lead, and it's good to see, let's see these two in for once. Because if that was a 5-point game, Dante would have been in that game. It's just but it was a perfect time to try to explore some new ideas.
And last thing, and then I want to pull up Frankie V's question. And then Chris, I see you back there. Johnny, we're gonna bring you guys up. Give me 2 seconds, we'll bring you up. But on the bogey thing, yes, I joke about the fact of how it looks, and Heck jokes about, he looks like AAU guy and stuff. One thing I will say, for some reason, they do show him respect though when he does drive. And each time last night, I'd say for the most part, when he did drive, it was because there was no shot creation happening. So he was bringing in that defense around him and being able to pitch it out. A couple of times it didn't work into anything. So we saw turnovers off of it. But again, situational. We talked about these would be great situation pieces off the bench when everybody was healthy. So the fact that we're seeing Tibbs kind of mess around a little bit like that with the rotation, taking Burks out, gives me confidence that when he does go to his 9 or 10-man rotation, he's going to do it right.
Just another thing with Bogey too, listen, I need him to step up his game. I haven't shouted out the Whites in a while. And now I feel like until he steps up his game, I can't shout out the Whites. So, I mean, this is a problem. All right. So, Bogey, you need to step up your game. So
Come with you. Frankie's question. What up, fellas? Great show. Question.
I just muted Eddie. I just had to mute Eddie for that.
How much does seeding matter for the Knicks? Eddie's jacket game is impeccable, by the way.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, Eddie. You get me every time. How much does seeding matter for the Knicks? Let's go to Heck or Eddie first, and then Heck, and then let's get this open panel.
Go ahead, Heck. Do you think?
I would say the seeding matters when you look at trying to avoid the play-in, right? To me, that's when seeding matters. And I've said it on this show many of times, and I know other people may not feel the same way that I feel. But for me, as much as seeding is important to some part of the Knicks fan and to just some teams in general, to me, the health of the squad is more important than the seeding. Because I feel no matter, regardless of our seeding, if we're a healthy team, I'm not scared of nobody in the Eastern Conference if we are healthy. I just don't want us trying to secure a top seed in the East. We impact our team's health and somebody gets injured along the way. That's what I want to avoid.
Look,
is that a fair answer? Is that a fair answer for you, Eddie? Is that
that's perfect? That's
wise, Eddie.
No, look. As far as the seeding goes, one thing I will say is this: we've been I think we're 10, 11 games over 500 at home. So in a way, you want to get home court advantage for that first round, even the second round if you can, because we play better at home than we do on the road. Last year, we were a little bit of a road team.
Last year,
we were road warriors. But this year, we've been playing better at home. So you want to get a higher seed because obviously we proved, our home court advantage is an advantage to us. So, you want to, especially in the playoffs, the Garden, man, when that shit gets going and people are getting, it's a close game. There's an intimidation factor to that. So I do think it would be good to get home court advantage.
But to play devil's advocate,
we ain't catching the Celtics.
But to play devil's advocate too, every team seems to play amazing when they come to the Garden, right? Like it brings out the best in everybody. So if anything, we're definitely going to get great games. But there's some that would say, man, I'd rather have an away game because the Garden elevates everybody. But for me, I want home field. I want home court.
I was going to say, I kind of want an away game because if you guys remember when we got to the playoffs that first time against Atlanta, that was like during the pandemic when nobody was in the building. And then for the playoff game, they allowed more people into the building and our team was shocked. They were more struck and scared more than Atlanta was from the sound that was going on in the Garden. You saw Julius Randle and RJ Barrett looking like deer in the headlight when they came out there, and they said, holy crap, the Garden gets this loud.
And there was like nobody there either, right? What was it like?
And that's it. It was like 50% capacity, but that was
I don't even think it was that high.
But that's the most the
40%,
Garden was
30%.
filled that entire season. Even less than 50% capacity could scare our own home team.
But we also showed that us Knicks fans travel everywhere. The MVP chance last night, right off the gate, solid. Guys, we're going to bring it up, and I'm going to do things a little different. Before we do, I want to say, Andio said, put Eddie in the next White Man Can't Jump Part 2. We'll get Spike Lee to produce it, and Jay Boogie with the soundtrack for the movie. That was great. Nah is in the building. Morning, guys. Let's try to get as high up in the standings as we can. I appreciate you being in there with us. I'm going, you know what, heck? I'm going full blown. First one, Chris is in the building. Johnny is in the building. Double A is in the building.
Goodness.
Hit the link if you want to come up. We say it all the time. We got over 400 people rocking with us across all platforms. Hit the link. I put it on Twitter too. You want to come up and talk? Come up. You guys know the rules, right? Don't be a douchebag. What up, Chris? How we feeling? The music.
I'm good. So let me start by saying, Eddie, I love the fucking jacket, bro. It fits.
Thank you, man.
Fits. To jump around real quick, because I wanted to rewind a little bit. I'm not worried about OG's elbow, but if this game gets out of hand early, let's not play him 40.
Thank you.
Let's kind of take it easy with him. And again, I don't want to overly concern it because you can get back into a game. NBA is kind of, back and forth a little bit. But again, it's Sacramento. I think we all kind of understand if we were fully healthy, better game. We're not fully healthy. Maybe a loss. I think we've been counting that as a loss for a little bit now. But again, if we're not in that game early, take it easy with OG tonight. Knock down the minutes a little bit. I didn't watch the entire game last night, but from what I caught and just reading the tea leaves out there, Hart again. Like, again, the stats aren't going to show. He's not going to put up 30, 20, and, whatever. But he's after every loose ball. The defensive intensity is just there. And anybody who's talking about my evil twin brother, just come see me. You heard?
Facts. Tell him, Chris. Leave Josh Hart doppelganger alone.
Just come see me. And then, outside of that, I do agree with the narrative of us having a home game, but I do want to shout out to Jigga with that point because that was going to be my point. Everybody else shows up in the Garden. It seems like we play in the Garden. I love the home field advantage, and I'd rather be home than away any day of the week. But it seems like some of these guys tend to, it's the Garden. They kind of circle it the way we circle it. So it's a little bit of a scary thing, but I'm going to stay on. I'm going to move to the next guy and let everybody talk here.
Johnny, the Knicks hat fit. Lift up a second. Stickers on. Yeah, buddy. What?
I like that hat.
Right? It's looking fresh.
Yeah,
Talk to me, Johnny. How we feeling,
90s hat.
I think Double A got the best brim of everybody. He got all of our autographs.
He got the hat.
Got the
Talk to us, Johnny. How we feeling after last night,
What up, Johnny?
What's going on, guys? First and foremost, let me shout out Heck, Ed, and Senor Porto. What up, mi gente? Was good. Everybody on here, look, I love that you guys preach defense, man. And giving a shout out to the defense because I feel like that will continue to have us in any game when we make these playoffs and all that. So I'm all for it. And I keep going back to what Double A said few months ago, man, when he was like, we need to continue to keep protecting our players from themselves and not letting them play all the minutes, especially with OG and stuff like that. Kind of what Chris was just saying and whatnot. So he took everything I was gonna say, which sucks. So I'm gonna get all the way now, right? But I don't know, man. I'm excited. It's awesome. Look, I'm all about us playing in MSG anytime. That atmosphere itself just brings that other player on the court that's infectious to all of us. And I mean, I'm with it. I just wanted to come up here real quick, show you guys some love as
Appreciate you,
do.
Johnny.
I actually got to work
Appreciate you,
today.
Johnny.
Oh my God, you got to work. I thought your job was jumping around, hanging out with Brew Crew Sports all day, bro. Because you always support us, and I love that, Johnny. I appreciate you, my guy.
Hey, Johnny! Shout out to David Wright and his Hall of Fame votes.
Dude, I know. I know.
That sucker didn't get any votes.
Hey, Ed, I'm excited. I'm waiting for the season, man. We look like crap in spring training, so that means we might have a good season. So
we'll see.
Later, Johnny. Appreciate you. I never met
Johnny.
a Met fan that hates David Wright more than
Eddie's
Eddie
an
Presti
original,
are at
people.
the same.
He's
He
an
really
original.
is.
Before we throw it over double A.
I told my moms about Eddie and how much he hates David Wright. She's like, you can't be fucking serious. That don't ever bring him around me.
Snowball with the 315 super chat, helping us keep the lights on. Beware of the eyes of March. Who gets the coffee? I got the coffee. Frankie with the $4.99 super chat, helping us keep the lights on.
Appreciate
Shout
you,
outs
Frankie.
to the Morning Brew. Streams are always legit. Appreciate that, Frankie. Double A.
And like Frankie said, get these super chats flowing. Support the troop, boys.
Look, guys,
absolutely.
right there in the corner.
Absolutely.
Is it that corner? That little barcode. Buy a coffee.
Absolutely.
It goes.
Absolutely.
Hey, Double A, my favorite
What's
Tampa
up,
realtor.
fellas?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm keeping this bad boy. This bad boy don't hit the streets. It got my boys' autographs on here. I got Eddie Presti, Phil Porto, Celso Porto, my man. Heck.
Look, when Double A whipped that hat out and asked us to sign it, Hector will tell you, I was like, I'm not signing this.
Yeah,
hat.
I didn't want to sign it either.
You are. Granted, I had a couple drinks too, but Double A, I love you, bro, and I love.
But I just want to let everybody know when Double A handed the hat, Phil grabbed it and literally wrote and signed in the middle and made sure his signature was the biggest. Show him, Double A. Let the people know. Let them see Phil's.
Yeah,
there it is. Look out! Look!
Phil said, "Whack!"
Full name. Philip Porto. Go ahead, Double A.
Yeah, that's cool. What's up, Chris? How you doing, Chris? Good. But yeah, Chris made the point that I was going to make. OG played 37 minutes last night. Of course, his elbow is going to hurt and be sore. My wife's a physical therapist, so I know a little bit about it, especially recovering from surgeries myself. You're always going to have that soreness, especially after you use it. You figure, it's like any muscle. If you haven't used it for a while, it's going to take time to build up the endurance on it, So he'll be all right, but, a little less minutes, man. Remember, that's the one thing I have about Tibbs, fellas. We now have the horses. Can you now coach more than 7 or 8 players at a time? Because we have the guys, man, and it's something to be said about having depth in the playoffs. Denver won last year with depth in the playoffs. Yes. So my biggest question to you fellas, you can help me out with this one. I know it's early, but the way Precious is playing, which you guys mentioned, and the way that Isaiah has been playing, I mean, these are two guys that, man, we need to keep, but can we? I mean, they're both playing themselves basically into starters roles, So I'm kind of hoping, we get that home court discount because, man, these two guys, man, they're what a difference they make on this team. And with Mitchell Robinson, as great as a lot of Knicks fans think Mitchell Robinson is, I'm one of them. Mitchell Robinson gets hurt, and you need a solid backup to back him up, and Isaiah's it. I mean, we have a luxury with both of these two guys, and now Precious at power forward too, So I hope we can keep them. And I'm asking the capologist, Eddie, what do you think?
We could keep both of them, Double A. So I think Isaiah Hartenstein would be up for a 4-year, $72 million. That's the most we could offer him. Hopefully they can negotiate that down a little bit, maybe 4 years, 60, give him the same contract as Mitch. As far as Precious goes, Precious is going to be, I don't know, man. He's going to be a little bit more difficult. I don't know where he stands. I would think he'd get anywhere between 8 and 12 million, something like that a year. I don't think he'll get a full mid-level exception, which would be 4 years, like 52 million. So I would say somewhere maybe 4 years, 40 million for Precious, something like that. And we could keep him. But, then if you're talking about that, if we want to bring in another star after that, then you're talking about us going over that second luxury tax threshold. But
we don't need no star. We don't need no star. In
my
book, I like the team.
Out there.
I like the team the way our team is set up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hypothetical. When I'm looking, I pulled up Precious Achiuwa contract right now. He's in the last year. It's $4.3 million. So if you think of it, double that up anywhere between $8.5, $9 million. That's something reasonable that Precious should get to be a backup power forward. So. I wouldn't hate that. I definitely wouldn't hate that. And when you take the 72 from Hartenstein, what we could offer him, you divide that by 4. That's 18 mil a season. So I wouldn't be mad either way.
Yeah, I'll get him down to 15, 16 million a year. That's what I'd offer him.
Yeah, the only concern I got is
it's all monopoly money. It's all monopoly money to me, AA. So whatever the numbers are, whatever you got to do to make sure that Precious is a part of this team and iHeart, just make it happen. Right? Yeah, again, it's not like, are they going to prove that they deserve it? They've proven that they deserve it. They are Knicks that need to be here. And if we're going to keep that defensive mold and still have a center that can move the rock the way that iHeart does, then there's no world where we should not have Hart, Mitch, and Precious on this squad next season.
And don't forget, we got to pay OG big bucks too.
Yeah, OG getting it back.
OG's getting big money. So
yeah.
But those guys, we need those guys. Those guys are our glue guys, and they fit so well on this team. So
it's easy for people to, at this point, right? It's easy, and I'm not saying people have forgotten what Mitch could do, but I think people forget this man was having the best start to his career of a season ever. Yeah. Right? I mean, we were talking early on, not just us, mainstream media was talking about this could be a defensive player of the year candidate, like early on. Yeah. Right. So imagine, I think everybody's just expecting, the injury. And now because iHeart stepped up, because of OG, it's easy to forget what Mitch brings. But I have a feeling when that man comes back, he's going to prove to everybody why you can't forget Mitch. Hex got something.
No. I'm just bugging out because Chris's face hasn't moved for like 30 seconds. So I thought he was frozen. And then I saw his fingers move. I'm like, okay, he's alive. He's alive. Okay, he's alive.
We got over 420 people in the building. If you're on X, retweet it, quote tweet it, say, come hang out. If you're on YouTube, smash the like, hit the subby. Go ahead, Heck.
I want to throw it over to Chris because I know Chris is getting close to that time, 12 o'clock. I know Chris does a Yankee space on X. I always remember Chris at the back of my head, so I just want to throw it over to Chris right now. Chris, with the way that the team is rocking right now, with OG coming back and the way that the defense are right now, how are you feeling with the team going forward? We got a game in Sacramento. What's your predictions for that game in Sacktown?
To be honest, just being realistic, it might be a loss in Sacktown. But the way I'm feeling about the team is I'm kind of circling Boston already. I said it the other day. I'm sorry. Kind of like what you said earlier. I'm not worried about nobody. I'm really, and I don't want to overlook anybody because when you do that, you can tend to lose some games and things start to, spiral from there. But at the same time, fully healthy. Like I even wanted to make the point. OG comes back. We're not even talking about Randle. That's how important he is and how good we've looked. We haven't even spoken about Randle at all. It's kind of like, obviously we need him, but it's a back of the mind thought right now. Let him get healthy because OG is that important to this lineup. It's amazing how he does on both ends of the court. I want to finish it off by saying, I said this a couple weeks ago in the chat. I agree with Eddie. Drop some plays for Bogey, but I said this a couple weeks ago, and this is when Brunson was out. When he drives, he just doesn't make it. Don't drive, brother. Stop driving to the basket. Like, it just doesn't work for him. Make the threes. Like, set up plays for him at that three-point line. Even a couple screens. Boom, hit Bogey in the corner or the top of the key. I'm cool with that. And
well, it's funny you said that, Chris. And I know you got to go, but the drawing up of the plays for him, right? They're using him as the guy that's running in to then draw it up for somebody else, and it shouldn't be that way. Use someone else, and now if you have Bogey in there like they did yesterday. At one point, we saw Bogey and OG at the same time, right? In that one, what was that? Right? So in that situation, I would love to see both of them on each corner. Right? If you got both of them there, that's
spread them out.
Exactly the both of them at each corner. Open it up that way.
Make them a corner bitch. Make them a corner
100%.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yankee pod. All love, fellas. All love.
Appreciate you, Chris, like always.
Always, baby. I just want to say it. Both guys you had on said I took their points. Just shows how much of a genius I am. Have a good one.
Chris, let me drop this. AA. Before we let you go, bro, talk to me about how you're feeling about the Kings game tomorrow.
Well, I told you we're going 4-0 on this trip, and I'm gonna tell you why. Basically, and this is before Randle comes back and Mitch comes back. Nobody can deal with our bench, man. I mean, our bench is just the defense is just going to choke the other team out, you know. And the other team starters are going to have to try to make up the points, you know, because our bench, you know, they're going to get theirs, you know. But imagine, fellas, the season Mitch was having without OG. Imagine with OG, where Mitch, that's one less player Mitch has to cover for. You know, it's just you're just going to see the blocks go up because people are saying, "Oh, if he's such a great player, why don't he average more blocks per game?" That's because he's everywhere. You know what I mean? He's covering everybody.
Right.
So, hey, man.
Blood said double A just like me, man. 31 plus on the way. Positive vibes.
There
double
you
A.
go.
Love you, my
Appreciate
guy.
Appreciate you, Unc.
Talk to you in a little bit.
All right. Enjoy
Hector. Meal.
I'm your hookup.
I got you. When I need that mobile home, I'm calling you, double A. All right, just know that.
That's my criteria. But hey,
I know.
Real quick, you know what I found out? This dude in my church, bro, he's Don Mattingly's agent.
Oh,
he's Don Mattingly and Harold Reynolds' agent. And he's
you got to set something
up,
double A.
I didn't know, so let's see what we can do.
You got to tell him your nephew wants a conversation with Don Mattingly.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's
see what we can do.
Let's go. I want that.
I love you,
Appreciate you, double A.
Appreciate you, Unc.
That's our guy right there.
This is what we call community building, because when the community comes together and show out for the folks, shout out to my brother in the chat, Mr. Worldwide Mayberry L. What it do, brother? Salute. My guy L. If you guys know me, you guys know I started over there For the Love of the Game with my brother Worldwide L and with my guy Hard Will, my brother as well. So salute to L, salute to Hard Will. If you guys can't, go support them over there. Go ahead.
Also, take that one off. Also, shout out to Mad City Brew purchasing 3 coffees. Great show, and Boston still sucks. That is worth every penny to share that one. Appreciate you, Mad City Brew. If you haven't yet, listen, we are Broke Ass Network. That little thing right up here, scan it, and you literally can buy us a coffee. Morning Brew, buy a coffee, support the channel, keep the content, retweet, like, all the good stuff. Heck, where you at for tomorrow's game, bro? Where you at?
I love waking up in the morning. And there's 2 things that I always have on my itinerary. One, to piss off Phil. And the second one is to piss off Eddie. And Phil's not here, so I'm going to piss off Eddie. So I think we could go into Sacramento tomorrow, and we're going to have ourselves a good game. I'm calling it right now. Josh Hart is having another triple-double. And I don't care what Celso or Phil says. If somebody retweets my tweet on Twitter, if you guys retweet it with the size of your shirt or size of your sweater, we will be giving a free glue guy giveaway if he gets that triple-double tomorrow in Sacramento.
All right.
And I don't care what Celso says. He just texts me with the middle finger. I don't care.
Oh, no. I didn't text him. I'm just putting it in the chat. Hector will be paying for this giveaway. And we'll make sure it's a legal binding contract. Bam! Hector will be paying.
There you go. No, but be on the lookout tomorrow. We're going to put the tweet out from the Morning Brew Sports account. I'll put it out around like 2 or 3 p.m. Make sure you retweet it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because that's one of the criteria for the giveaway. You got to be subscribed. You got to retweet it and put the shirt size. And if Josh Hart gets that triple-double, one lucky person will be a winner of the giveaway.
Yeah.
Why not
Eddie, last words, bro.
Why not make it a double-double?
Because the double-double is easier, Eddie. Don't be a dick, okay? Triple-doubles are harder.
You know, we got to give this thing out to the fans. Let's make it a little bit easier.
No.
Spend Hector's money. Spend Hector's money. Who agrees in the chat? Do you want a double-double? Put double-double. If you want a triple-double giveaway?
I didn't agree to any of these terms. So
hey, you opened it up. You opened up. I don't care. Yes, also what Bill say.
What are the chances he's getting another triple-double? Come on, Hector.
Yeah, Eddie's like, fuck it. Just if he scored 2 points, Hector will buy you a sweater.
There you go. Fuck it, I'll buy this stupid sweater.
All right, let's keep going. Listen.
Double-double. I'll buy the fucking sweater.
Wait. So that means we have a double-double and a triple-double contest?
Because a double-double, I'll buy this sweater.
Also, we still have 450 people rocking with us right now. If you guys can, please smack that like button on YouTube. Jump on over to YouTube. Help us when it comes to getting over the 4K subscribers. We are almost there. We are like 173 away from 4K, so help us out.
Yeah, come on, help us out.
Thank you, Danny. Danny says triple-double, guys. Absolutely, Danny Landis. That's my guy, Danny.
Come on, Chad. Double-double.
Clap that off. Let's go, Hector. Run it up. Anyone know how OG's doing? Last report says it's just soreness and expected, and he'll keep going through it. And you got to expect there to be some soreness. So, Becker,
honestly, if it was a setback with that injury, I do not believe they would have let him back into that game. Even if they were trying to win the game, it's the Portland Trailblazers at the end of the day. It's the middle of March. I do not think if there was any issues with that elbow, they would have put him out there to like potentially risk another injury. So I have faith in the front and in the medical staff.
I'm with Ron. That's called I don't want to spend money. I'm on the same one. Quadruple double.
That's a bit tough. See, that's a bit tough.
Look, man, as far as the Kings game goes, I mean, what's our record there over the last like 5-6 years? It's pretty bad, right? So, again, I'm not going to call a win, but I don't like the matchup. I don't like the matchup with Sabonis and these guys and the way Sabonis played the other night. So I'm leaning towards loss with that Sacramento game. I'm leaning towards it. And I hate Herter. I can't stand that guy. He's always hitting threes on us. I can't stand him. And we'll see. We'll see.
How about a triple single for the shirt, Heck?
There we go.
No way.
Oh, I thought he was froze for a second.
No, I'm right there.
Oh, actually, let me plug this real quick, guys. Anybody in the Carolinas, North or South Carolina, we are putting it together. We're just going to get a meetup. We're going to do a watch long. Yes, it's not the greatest game. It's the 29th. I think it was the Spurs. I forgot who it is, but it's our Knicks. So we're looking to take over Dilworth's Neighborhood Grill out in Charlotte. So if you're in Charlotte, in North Carolina, South Carolina, want to come hang out, we're going to do a live watch party, drinking, partying, live show, the whole nine. Hit me up on X. Let me know you want to come out there, but let's do this up big. Hold on a second.
You got someone backstage.
I was about to say we are going to close it out. And I'm telling you, I don't know if this guy's just, epically great at knowing the right time to come up.
He knows.
We got a thumbs up back there, sir. There's a reason why he puts his name as the closer, Jay Boogie. Take us out, Jay. Come on, Jay. Give me that energy, Jay.
Blessing, health, and condolences to the RJ family. You're gonna always be family, even though you're playing against us. It was somebody else, Hector, spoke of inside the chat that lost somebody. Condolence to you. We don't just pray for, that what you're going through. We pray that you get through it. We all know and understand situations. But let's get back to the New York Knicks team. You know what I'm saying? Last night, that's over with. That's done with. Let's get to Sacramento right now. We need Sacramento. We need Denver. You know what I'm saying? We need to go to State Warriors. I'm going to kind of try to talk a little bit like Rick Brunson would say. I don't care you drop 45 points against the Portland Trailblazers. They some bums. You're supposed to crush them. But you're not supposed to have to score that many points against a team like that, coming off a victory against the Philadelphia 76ers, and we had 6 guys in double figures. 6 guys in double figures. So you drop 45 against the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, we got a W. Now it's nothing for Jay Boogie to celebrate. I don't know about anybody else, but you need 35 points against Sacramento. You need 35 points against Golden State. You need 35 points, against Denver Nuggets. Then you're putting up some numbers. I don't care about what happened in Portland. You're supposed to smash. They ain't even got their starters on the court. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on. Let's get to the Sacramento, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta appreciate what Josh is doing. Too many people worried about how much money instead of, money that he's making, instead of appreciate what he's doing for the team, man. Stop trying to count other people's pocket. You never know what somebody's gonna turn out to be. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate what Deuce is doing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got all the skills, but when you ain't got all the skills and the main thing that you made for your effort and your hustle and your defense, and you're not doing those things, then you're hurting the team. But that man always carry on what his strengths is. Always make sure you handle your strength parts of life. Whatever it is, if you're a salesperson, make sure you're trying to go greet somebody to go sell some. Make sure you maintain your strengths of life, you know what I'm saying, and add to those things. Don't never have your strength of life not being able to show up to a day of work, you know what I'm saying? But real quick, I think his name was Chris Chris was on the show. Is that's his name?
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris and what he was talking about. He was talking about how the Garden is always going to show up. I'm gonna put somebody on blast because I think we can make history. You know what I'm saying? I remember I think what was that comedy show with all them superstars? They was on a bus. They was on a tour. I can't remember the movie. It was a real big movie and a lot of stars. They was on a tour going somewhere. I'm challenging Tony. Was it Block Party? I don't know what it is, but I'll think of it in a minute. But I'm challenging Tony. This is dedicated to Tony because Tony can get it done. See, we're the type of organization once the playoffs start and we see exactly soon at what the team is and who we playing. Tony is the type of guy that can unify a tour bus, you know what I'm saying? And we all get on the tour bus and ride and be where we need to be on the road and pack that stadium just like we packed Madison Square Garden. We can rent 2 tour buses and ride out to somewhere like Orlando. We can rent 2 tour buses and ride out to somewhere like Miami. We can rent 2 tour buses and go anywhere on this Eastern Conference who we play, especially in Boston, you know what I'm saying? So we can have that much more strength inside these buildings. And also while we're doing it, we can shoot a video. We can, you know what I'm saying? That's a video going down the range, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting this out there, you know what I'm saying? Because the New York Knicks, there ain't nobody do it like we do it as the fan base, and especially ain't like the organization, but nobody do it like the fan base. I want to be an up level higher than any other fan base in any other sport, you know what I'm saying? So we need to carry our fan base to a whole nother level come this playoff. Yeah, it's cool we can fill up and be in Madison Square Garden 19,812, you know what I'm saying? And sell it all the way out, you know what I'm saying? With the tickets, you know, a lot of people think, you know, because the numbers come up. No, it's them tickets that they ring. When they, you know, you punching in that number, that's letting me know that you're there. You can buy a ticket and not show up, you know what I'm saying? And they can say, you know what I'm saying, the ticket is being sold. But I like hearing it being sold out. That means that number got punched, you know what I'm saying? So let's all try to put something together for when the playoffs come, we can really be on the road. That's why I go on the road team. I enjoy being in front of the other teams, you know what I'm saying? In their face, yelling and screaming, you know what I'm saying? When they talk about Trae Young, he ice cold, you know what I'm saying, shooting them shots. No, you ice cold because you shooting them bricks. I like to be in their faces like that, you know what I'm saying? Doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? But yo, everybody have a great weekend, man. It's Friday, another celebration of your life, man. Enjoy yourself. Appreciate yourself, man. Do something with your loved ones, your family. Don't never count them out. Always be there for your family, and your family gonna always be there for you, man. Go out and enjoy yourself. You work hard all week. Today is Friday. You got 2 days of celebration. All types of tournaments is going on. 64 coming out, you know what I'm saying? This Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate everything you're doing in life, man. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's.
J Bug, love you, J Bug. And I got the Fraser ready to go. I just loaded into the audio deck.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, but I'm sold. Who wants a tour bus? Who wants to gather everybody together? Let's catch an away game. Look, it's simple. We can make it happen. The good news is we ain't paying for it. We a broke ass network. This is literally everybody collectively coming together and say, hell yeah, let's all pitch in. Let's get some tour bus. Let's ride.
Don't worry. We just gonna put it on Eddie's credit card. That's how we've been doing these trips. Everything just goes on Eddie's credit card.
Double. Just do a double. Everything is fine.
Double.
Before we go, a couple people in here with some messages. King Deej, appreciate you rocking with us. Parish Doug came out. Shout out to my Knicks family. Shout out to this great podcast.
Doug, thanks, my guy.
Man, Jalen Brunson and OG are 15-1 on the court together. Let's go. Preach, Parish.
I just want to say shout out to Parish Doug. I've been interacting with them over the past couple of years. Ever since I was on For the Love of the Game, they've always rocked out with Freezies. They rocked out with Will and L as well. So shout out to Parish Doug, always being interactive in every community. He doesn't shy away. He's always interactive in every content creator space. Shout out to my guy Parish Duggar.
Appreciate all 450 plus that have rocked with us all morning. Guys, we will be back this Monday. We can all roll J Boogie's curve, man. Yeah. Hey, I'm down, bro. If it gets us there. Same. This Monday, Black Ink Zone, Puma joining the show, hanging out with us this Monday to kick it off after we whoop Sacramento's ass tomorrow. Great conversation on Monday. We got a crazy lineup. Our boy, guys, our injury report is getting better too. Jerry Ferrara's back with us next Wednesday, full swing for the rest of the season. Friday, I believe we have Guillermo,
Oh, we have our guy Guillermo from Legion of Knicks podcast
Legion
will
of
be
Knicks
coming on to the
podcast.
show
Let's
this
go.
Friday. This is another guy, Guillermo. When I first started out, he welcomed me with open arm. It was Eru, it was Guillermo, it was CK2K. They all followed me on Instagram, and they always encouraged me and kept telling me to keep putting out content. So we're going to have Guillermo on. Even though Guillermo is a Met fan, I still love my guy, Legion of Knicks.
We got to do something about it. Keep accepting all these Mets fans that keep coming on here. I mean, we're even hiring them at this point. You know, this guy,
You know, they're loyal at the end of the day. Met fans are loyal at the end of the day.
The best, Hector, is have you ever seen Eddie hold the interviews for people he wants on the Mets? What are your thoughts on David Wright? They're like, I like it. He's like, screw you, next. So he turns out
it's gonna be fun. But we got that, we got that J Boogie track to end it out with. But I just want to say shout out to everybody that's in the building. King D, Jonathan, Harlem CEO, CT Pittman, CP the artist as well, AP in the building, Mad City Brew, who is a Milwaukee Brewers fan.
Yeah.
You know, when we first came out with this channel, we had a bunch of trolls from the Brewers fan base because they hated on our name. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. So Eddie, any last words?
Wait, which track we rocking for J Boog?
The Fraser.
Ooh,
it's all the way at the bottom on the audio track.
So you know what? Because I haven't heard it yet. So before we even put the graphic up, I want to hear it. You want to hear it?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I want to talk to the legend. Once you learn words, you can kind of rhyme, become like a rapper. You can kind of rhyme anything that's going on. So what you saying? They're dishing and swishing. What? Penetrating creative. My vibe. I'm fresh to death when I dress in my Fraser. I'm tailored with the suit and tie. Player. From head to toe, man, I'm so clean. Balling out, looking like I'm on the Knicks. I'm Mr. I'm 365, fresh fly with different gear. Clyde, what that mean? Different outfit every day of the year. I'm the one that bought the G when they made the Q. You get it? That's another suit. Them Taylor shoes, my Knicks logos, colors orange, blue. That first NBA player that bought the rose through. Fedora on when they label me the style guard. That MVP all-star playing point guard. 1975, you better check the ride. With no Taylors or Nikes, I had the Puma Clydes. I'm custom made, living like the NBA pro man. I stay fitted, get Victor, I need some more hands. My dress code stayed normal like a fashion show. So when I step on the run, I gotta walk slow. So daddy cool when I move in a slow rush. And my closet side look like I stepped on the city bus. I'm fresh to death when I dress in my Fraser. I'm tailored with the suit and tie. Player. From head to toe, man, I'm so clean. Balling out, looking like I'm on the Knicks team.
Let's go, J Boogie, always dropping fire.
I want to talk to the legend. Once you learn words, you can kind of rhyme, become like a rapper.
Boogie did it again, bro. Way to go, Boogie. On that note, anything else to say before we bounce?
Make sure the Knicks win so we could talk shit to Eddie on Monday. That's all.
I didn't say they were going to win.
He said we were winning.
Play well there.
Oh, okay, all right.
Let's not get ahead of myself. Oh, Eddie, they lost. No, I just said they don't play well there. Hector.
And on that note,
appreciate you guys.